Suicide Squad. It's the third film in the DC Expanded Universe, and the first film in the Expanded Universe not to be directed by Zack Snyder. Now, Suicide Squad is about a band of villainous misfits who are brought together to execute an impossible mission that basically is suicide for those involved in the mission, hence the name Suicide Squad. Now, when you think of something like that, you think of other movies like maybe The Dirty Dozen or even Guardians of the Galaxy. But clearly, Suicide Squad is not in the same league of either of those films. And I would have to say, by this being the third film in the cinematic universe and me only pretty much liking only one of them enough to recommend, that being BVS, Batman vs. Superman, especially the Ultimate Edition, I have to say without a doubt that I'm kind of lukewarm to this universe. Call me a Marvel lover, whatever. I'm basing it on the fact that these movies just aren't as good as the source material should basically imbue the films with, like, greatness. This film, going into this film, I had reservations because, one, I knew that it was taking place after Man of Steel and BVS. So we're dealing with characters that we've never seen before, and as an audience who maybe aren't familiar with the Batman universe, these are characters that I've never seen. So it's going to be spending a lot of time on origins and backgrounds, which the film does probably in the first 15 minutes or so out of a 2-hour movie. And it does so effectively, much like a comic book. And I do have to say that my reservations about were only slightly unfounded. I mean, they gave just enough character background for each individual so that you can get a sense of who they are. But you're really going into psychological depths on everyone. That out of the way, I knew going in, okay, if you're going to bring this kind of squad together, it's going to have to be for a really significant mission. And the mission, as it turns out, was a bit muddled and convoluted, and how there are certain transitions that I've heard complaints about in the editing that were just a little bit confusing as to how it got there. But ultimately, the villain ends up feeling like they're straight out of a Ghostbusters movie. Yeah, straight out of a Ghostbusters movie. So basically, what it boils down to is it's Suicide Squad is watchable, but not memorable. Pretty forgettable once you get out of it. I would almost say it's the equivalent of G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, which I recognize not being a great movie, but it was certainly watchable. I could get through it without a problem, and I had some measure of fun in there. But in this one, there were rumors that this film had some significant reshoots just to bump up the fun quotient within the film. And you can definitely see that. But moments like heroic moments that should show off each character just come off as meh. And the epic moment where they all band together to fight the enemy was just like, been there, done that. I don't know if this film is suffering from comic book fatigue, because we were inundated with several comic book movies this year, especially in the last 3 months. But and most of them are all team-up films, Civil War, X-Men, and now Suicide Squad. And maybe we're getting fatigue of those team-up films. But this one just wasn't as exciting. Going in, I didn't feel that excited about it, and coming out of it, I thought it was just like, this is all right. Nothing to brag about. But the only person who I think really comes out of this well is Margot Robbie as Harlequin, and she's great. And obviously the big question is, how is Jared Leto at the Joker? But the Joker's not in the movie as much as you would hope. So he has the misfortune of following up Heath Ledger, which for me is the quintessential Joker, live action quintessential Joker. The quintessential Joker overall, obviously, is Mark Hamill from the animated series. But I'm thinking his live action version is maybe trying to get closer to what Mark Hamill did, and it's okay. It doesn't blow you away, and it doesn't sink into your skin and give you chills like Heath Ledger's did or anything like that. Again, that's an unfair comparison because there's really nothing that can compare to Heath Ledger's Joker. So, but for what Leto brought, he was adequate as the Joker for what amount of time he was on screen. So basically, I guess what it boils down to is Suicide Squad is just meh. I would give Suicide Squad 2 stars out of... I'll give Suicide Squad 2.5 stars out of 5. Just barely 2.5 stars out of 5. Like I said, it is watchable. But again, in the end, it's not that memorable. This is the kind of movie that just the more I think about it, my rating might go down, but not going to get much higher than I am going with 2.5 stars. So, Suicide Squad, 2.5 stars out of 5. A pretty significant. I can't say disappointment because I wasn't really expecting much from it in the first place. So hate away, DC fans, hate away. So if you like this review, hit that like button below. Have you heard of Suicide Squad? We're looking forward to Suicide Squad. Have you seen Suicide Squad? What did you think of it? Please comment below and let me know. I'm curious to find out. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so you can stay on top of my reviews as they come in. So until next time, I'll see you at the movies.